Hey, I Like Knitting magazine. This is Heidi Gusted, the designer behind this heart-shaped baby blanket. So this blanket, I'm going to hold it up so you can see the size. This blanket is really nice because if you don't have a baby in your life, it can double as a really nice shawl or lap blanket. I designed it to be a baby blanket because the heart shape was just kind of too cute to resist, especially for the month of February. And what I want to talk to you about today is the construction of this blanket. So to get this shape, we cast on a whole bunch of stitches. So let me show you in this sample where the cast on begins and ends. So where we cast on is right here, and our cast on's fairly long for this blanket because we work something called short rows. I definitely would make sure that you've used short rows at least once or twice before attempting to make this blanket, because the cast on, which starts over here, goes all the way around the top of the heart, one arch of the heart, goes down to here, and then it goes all the way over to the other side, forming these arches of the heart. So when you cast on, you've got a really long straight line, but because of how we work short rows, we form each of the arches of this heart. So when you start knitting the arches of the heart, you'll work to right here to the center top of this arch, and then you work back and forth like you would do with any short rows, getting wider and wider until you've completed one arch of this heart. So you've worked half of your really long cast on. Then you do it all again to form the next arch, working back and forth like this. Then, because apparently I'm a full-on sadist, I stop doing short rows, but start doing a lot of increasing and decreasing and changing of stitches to achieve this sort of stained glass looking texture. It's kind of like a mixture of stained glass and cable knitting without any actual cables being required to knit it. And so what you do is you are ultimately just decreasing and forming a triangle, but as you're decreasing, you're using all these increases and decreases to create these beautiful interwoven lines. And for those of you who really like hearts like me, you might notice that right here, using knit stitches and increases and decreases, there's another heart, but it's upside down. And then I couldn't resist finishing off the piece with one other kind of squat heart shape right here as well. And then I guess the other thing that's important to note about this guy is that I use knit stitches, purl stitches, and twisted stitches to help differentiate the different textures that form this stained glass look to this blanket. I personally, the second I finished this and took it off the blocking wires, ran around the house wearing it as a cape like this, and I actually really like it as a cape, and I think with just an easy shawl pin, you could totally rock this, especially in cold winter months. So that is my heart blanket design for you in this magazine. I really hope you like it because it's one of my favorite new designs.